see you guys and gals again.
Tom, I'm sorry, is Malik one of the best freshman communicators you've ever had? Normally you're bemoaning freshmen not communicating.
I bemoan some seniors, but Malik has been, it's kind of funny because he had a week or two where he was just kind of moping around like all freshmen do, the Brook Trout look, as I call it, and you got to see him one of his better practices. I thought all of our freshmen played pretty well today. They did a good job on some things, and yet Cassius got in the extra defensive drill, so shows you the world can change.
Since Day-Day's senior year, you've been blessed with incredible chemistry, and even though you recruit good kids, it's always a crapshoot. What do you think of the chemistry this year?
The chemistry is good. The only thing I'm missing right now is enough guys, those seniors that are talking. They do a good job together. Josh got it's hard for him because he's trying to get back from the injury. The guy putting some pressure on is Xavier. But then Xavier's got, a family. He's on the way to becoming an academic All-American. He's improved his body. He's improved his game. And his coach, like a jerk, is still unhappy with him. But he's got something else that I think he can really give because he's great. And Cassius is starting to lead. If you watch him, he's starting to talk to people and do some different things. So, we just gotta get more vocal. In general, as you said, you saw the freshmen because you didn't see as much of it from the seniors.
Cassius obviously talked about his hamstring last week. It seemed like it getting a little better.
Yeah. It wasn't a torn or anything. It was just a little pull. And
but for him, Josh, especially, you want to manage their minutes right now and keep them fresh going into the season.
I do want to manage their minutes. I'm trying not to learn from the NBA though. I don't want to be into what do they call it? Load management. Yeah. Magic and Isaiah last week didn't like load management. They said, let's just go play. And but I was happy that Cassius he really is working on his defense a lot harder. His legs and his body's a lot better. His legs are a lot stronger. Some of the things he needed to do, I think he did a pretty good job so far.
What did Aaron do to talk more kind of his focus?
Well, his shooting was one of his main focuses. He improved his body too. He always had a decent one, but now got strong legs and his upper body's gotten stronger. I'd say handling the ball and shooting the ball. I think he's going to have a chance to be one of our best defenders, which would be really good if we got Josh on one side and him on the other that can guard people and Cash better. That would make us a much better team.
The four is obviously still one of those big concerns. I mean, where are you at right now with that? And how much do you think Malik could maybe play into that role?
I think all of them can. We didn't play Kithier much today. He's got a little what is that? Achilles, but it's just a little stretched, so it's nothing that we're worried about long range, but it's been bothering him for a week, so we gave him a couple days off. But he had been our most consistent guy there because him and X played really well together. But I think 3 or 4 guys. Malik has been good. Marcus Bingham has been really good. If you look at stat-wise, he's had some of our best stats. But what we got in Malik is he's a really good athlete. What we got in Julius is he's kind of El Anagana. Andre Hudson is strong, tough, just wants to do his job, doesn't care about anything else. Kind of treat to have guys like that.
What about Rocket? What does he bring, or who does he resemble if you had to think of someone?
Speed. He's Rocket. He's, he hasn't shot the ball as well, and he's a really good shooter, but he's passed the ball way more than we thought and way better than we thought. I've been really impressed. Cassius has done a good job trying to help Rocket out. The guys, Kyle Arns has done a good job with him. I think he's starting to learn what a team is all about. He went through a tough situation last year a little bit, and I really think he's made some great progress. He could be one of our best on-the-ball defenders. He's quick as a cat, and he's strong, and he's tough. So, right now, till we lose a game, they're all good.
We may think that we know what Tillman has to give, but when you mention that, what does he have to give in your mind?
I just think he has to be the Army Swiss knife. I think he can do a lot of everything. He's shooting the ball well right now. It's hard not to love Xavier Tillman, and I don't give those kind of accolades to everybody, but what he's done on the court, off the court, in the classroom is, compared to where he was, little Pillsbury doughboy that wasn't maybe a great student. And what he's done is kind of an example of what people can do if they put their mind to it. I mean, it's amazing. I'm thrilled, but yet I'm not happy with his communication, so I'll stay on that. I think he's got his toughness. He's tough enough, but sometimes he's got to play a little more reckless, you know, and yet we're also talking about staying out of foul trouble, which hurt him some last year.
Obviously, this team will go as Cassius goes, but in terms of Tillman, how much will it go with him as well?
Oh, we're going to play through Tillman a lot. I mean, Cassius is the straw that stirs the drink, but, you know, Tillman's the ice cubes that he's stirring. You know, he can do a lot of different things, and he's very, very good defensively. You know, he can guard all screens, he can guard post players. I think we can switch him off on guards. So he's really maybe our most versatile player. You know, him and an Aaron Henry, and Gabe Brown has been better too. So we got a lot of parts. It's just that, as all of you said, you know, you brought it up, and you're right. You know, where's our 4 right now, if there is a 4? You know, I don't know if there's numbers anymore. It just seems like everybody just plays. But where's our forward, our other forward? What will we do there? Could we go small and play Arns there, Brown there? Some could. Could we go real big? We could. So we got some options.
Tom, with Rocket showing up a little late, would you say he's up to speed now, or if he is he up to speed yet? If he has, how has he sort of gotten there in a hurry, I guess? Or
He's up to speed, because that's one thing he has is speed, but he's not up to where he was. Not shooting the ball nearly as good as he can shoot it, and he's had better days lately. But as you say, he missed 6 weeks that other guys had in here, and I'm not disappointed with him at all, because of all the things I know he can do, shoot it is one. So he's been good. You know, he's really picked up things better than I thought he would. I'm really pleased with Rocket right now, and he's just kind of learning how to get along with everybody. You know, I mean, the situation he played in last year, it was a lot of individuals. You know, and this is a team. That's where I give Cassius and Josh and Kyle Arns and Xavier a lot of credit. They've kind of taught him a lot better than I could teach him.
Would you say go into the season with a plan with him and Foster, or do you kind of just play it by feel at this point?
With who and Foster?
With Rocket and Foster.
Rocket and Foster. You know, right now we played Rocket at the 2 a little bit more, and you know, because Foster has played good. He shot the ball well. He's 20 pounds heavier, which he needed to be. Now it's learning how to play with that weight, which is a little different too. But you know, you look at us and we could be a 10, 11 man playing group, even 12, and we got to see somebody separate. And that's what happens at this time of year now, you know. When we have the scrimmages, when we have the inter-squad scrimmages, we had refs in 2 nights this week. We're probably going to do it one more. It's maybe the only good thing and disappointing thing, you know, is we got a lot of guys in a similar position, and somebody's got to raise up a little bit, and that's especially at that forward position. But if I had to look at it and look at the stats, Marcus has done as good a job as anybody at his length, and he's starting to learn how to play tired, which he couldn't do before, and you know, he's over 220, so he's really gained 20-some pounds, but you know, he was at 225 and then got sick and dropped a few pounds. Just keep feeding him, man. He should be the happiest guy in America. He can eat pasta, pizza, he can eat whatever he wants every day, man.
Trade him any day.
You can trade him any day, yeah. God bless you.
40, 50 if he wants.
Would you say you're embracing the high expectations for this team this year after your impressive year last year?
I want to embrace it. I want to embrace it because I don't have any choice. But I want to embrace it also because I want these guys to learn how to deal with expectations, you know. And you know, you look at Cassius and Josh and Kyle, I mean, you know, even X, I mean, he's won 20-some games, 30 games, 32 games. I mean, they know what it's like. They played in the Final Four. They played in the Elite Eight. They've been upset before. So I think they're well versed on how to handle things, but I don't know if anybody's ready for the onslaught if you're one of the top 1, 2, or 3 teams in the country, you know. I think I'm ready for it, but I don't have to play. So it doesn't really affect me as much as it does them, but I'm definitely not going to back down from it. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a privilege for our university, our basketball program, maybe even our city. You know, I mean, everybody can get involved. You know, we had a camp out the other night. We had to cancel the camp out. We had 4,500 kids in here, and it was rocking, man. It was fun. So, hope everybody continues to support our football team, and then they can worry about us a little later.
Do you have an update on Joey and the transfer from NCAA?
You know, I don't have an update. I'm still, you know, we're trying, you know, and we're sending in all the stuff we got to send in. We're talking to the people. As you look around the country, there's some people that have recently and haven't recently. I mean, it's still a long system yet. It takes time. I mean, you know, we had one, of course, that wasn't, but then we repetitioned it, which is common. And, you know, I don't know what's going to happen with it. I think we have a good argument, but at the same time, you know, my feelings on that. I'm not fond of transferring and being eligible immediately. But I don't enjoy playing against these other schools that are getting it, and we're not. So somehow the thing's got to get evened out.
They haven't given you any time frame.
No, but I mean,
Before the season.
it'll be within the next week, I'm sure.
You mentioned Cash is sort of helping Rocket out. Do you see him sort of grooming him into that role as the next leader here?
You know, I think Cash has just done a good job. We're not trying to put too much on Rock's plate right now, but Cash has done a good job of, you know, sometimes when you get a guy from Detroit, he's from Detroit, I just appreciate, you know, we knew there'd be a tough, it would be a tough, it's tough for Rocket. You know, he was at a different school last year than he was the year before. He's kind of been moved around, and I'm just really impressed with how he's dealt with it. But I think our players do deserve some credit for it, and Cassius is one that just made it, I think, more comfortable for him, telling him what a play is, helping him out there, you know, and I'm happy about that.
And then speaking of Josh's injury, he came out and announced that he believed he would be ready for that opening game against Kentucky. What have you seen from him in his progression? Do you believe he's ready at this point? And
Wait, he was here, you know, most of the night. I don't know how long he was here. He had a test he had to go to at 5. Can't believe those damn professors have tests during basketball practice, but I guess they do. You know, he's definitely I mean, he made some plays today that were big-time plays, but we just constantly know that he's been out for 7 months. And because of that, you know, I know it's not going to be perfect. He's going to have some good days. 2 days ago, he didn't play very good, you know. That's going to happen a little bit, but the confidence he's getting in his foot, not being a problem, is big time. The next thing he'll be getting his game back, which he's shooting the ball pretty well, but just getting a feel. 7 months off, it's going to take 2-3 months, you know. He's gotten past a month, and so, you know, I know he'll be ready for the first game. Will he be ready, Josh, of last January before he got hurt? Probably not. Those first couple of games, unfortunately, we play all those big games early, but I don't worry about November. I worry about March.
Coach, I wanted to ask an outside-the-box question on you.
Outside the box.
There's an article online about Andy Reid and Steve Mariucci when they were coaching together. They went to a steakhouse in Wisconsin, 2 40-ounce steaks. They were challenged to eat it within an hour. Can you picture Steve doing it in 30 minutes? That's what they say he did. And do you have any tales like that?
Well, I can definitely picture Andy doing it.
He did it in 19.
Yeah, I believe that. But Mooch is a better eater than you'd think. And I went up and visited him a couple times when he was up there. It was awesome. But they had Gruden was in that group. They had about 6 or 7 assistants that were all ended up head coaches. It was amazing. But you know what? I can picture Mariucci doing that. I'm going to call him tonight and kind of get on him about that. Though he shouldn't be able to do that, but he did.
We'll look for the updates. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.